This is an audio recording for the 6th grade math packet for the week of April 6, 2020. This audio will begin on page 3 of the math packet that starts solving word problems, percentages with parts and wholes. Solving word problems with percents. Taylor gives Tobin 35% of the rings in her jewelry collection for Christmas. If Taylor started with 20 rings, how many did she give Tobin? Step 1. Identify knowns and unknown. Taylor gave Tobin 35% of the rings in her jewelry collection for Christmas. If Taylor started with 20 rings, how many did she give Tobin? Step 2. Plug values into proportion. Part over total is equal to percent over 100. That becomes x over 20 equal to 35 over 100. Step 3. Solve proportion. X over 20 is equal to 35 over 100. That becomes 100x is equal to 700. In order to get that, you cross multiply the x times 100, which is in blue, and the 20 times 35, which is in yellow. That becomes 100x equal to 700. Now you need to get x alone. In order to do that, you divide by 100 on both sides. You get the variable x alone. Now your problem reads 700 over 100, which then is simplified to become 7, which is the answer, 7 rings. Page 4. Example 2. Find the percent increase or decrease if 15 is increased to 20. Percent change over 100 is equal to the amount of change over the original amount. To find the amount of change, you must subtract the original amount and the new amount. P over 100 is equal to 15 is equal to 5 over 15. That becomes 15p over 15, which is now equal to 500 over 15. That becomes p is equal to 33.3%. Fractions to percents. Multiply the fraction by 100% to convert to percent. Page 5. Directions. Solve the following problems using the examples above. Number 1. What is 15% of 60? Create a model to prove your answer. Number 2. If 40% of a number is 56, what was the original number? Number 3. If 60 students are going on a field trip and 40 bring their own lunch, what percent of students brought their own lunch? Page 6. Sprint. 1 minute. A. Choose the correct equivalent fraction in each problem. Moving down on the page. B. Write any 3 equivalent fractions. Page 7. Example 1. Solve the following 3 problems. Write the words percent, whole, or part under each problem to show which piece you were solving for. Quick tips on how to solve for each. Part. Number 1. Write fraction form of percentage, x over 100. Number 2. Simplify fraction to simplest terms. Number 3. Set up an equivalent ratio with the whole as the denominator. Number 4. Solve for the part, the numerator. Whole. Number 1. Write fraction form of percentage, x over 100. Number 2. Simplify fraction to simplest terms. Number 3. Set up equivalent ratios with part as numerator. Number 4. Solve for whole denominator. Percent. Number 1. Write fraction of part to whole. Number 2. Simplify fraction to simplest terms. Number 3. Set up equivalent ratios with 100 as the denominator. Percentages are a fraction of 100. Number 4. Solve for percentage. Numerator. Partner practice. At a noise level 1, work with your partner to complete the following problems. Page number 8. Number 1. Mr. Yoshi has 75 papers. He graded 60 papers, and he had a student teacher grade the rest. What percent of the papers did each person grade? Number 2. Mrs. Bennett has graded 20% of her 150 students' papers. How many papers does she still need to finish grading? Page number 9. Independent practice. Answer the following questions, silent and solo. Priya is doing her back-to-school shopping. Calculate all of the missing values in the table below, rounding to the nearest penny, and calculate the total amount Priya will spend on her outfit after she receives the indicated discounts. What is the total cost of Priya's outfits? Page 10. Jane paid $40 for a pair of jeans after she received a 20% discount. What is the original price of the jeans? Number 1. Are we solving for the part, whole, or percent? Number 2. Identify the part, whole, and or percent in this question. Put a question mark next to the one you are solving for. Number 3. What is the original price of the jeans? Show your work using math computation or a model. This is the end of the 6th grade math packet review for the week of April 6, 2020.